Well, that is much more like it. 15-3 victory for your Philadelphia Phillies. And what an amazing game. After last night's offensive onslaught that was kind of wasted by bullpen game, kind of a letdown with even all the cool stuff with JT hitting for the cycle, still kind of didn't sit well with most fans, me being one of those fans. But uh, the offense, I always said, I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks now, consistency, consistency, consistency. Well, they are consistently being hot with their bats, and it goes all across the board. And I'm going to tell you right now, my Philly of the game is anybody who took the field tonight. I don't care if you're JT Remuto, Zach Wheeler, Bryce Harper, Dalton Guthrie, everybody who was hitting, everybody. It was just an offensive onslaught. It was good to see, especially at Chase Field where this team tends to struggle. So we're going to get all into that. I'll remind you guys that this show is brought to you by David R. Cherry at cherryinjurylaw.com, 610-565-0300. You're hurt at work, hurt in a car accident, personal injury, criminal law. David R. Cherry is the man with a plan for you. So again, call him at 610-565-0300 or cherryinjurylaw.com. Like I said, an offensive onslaught. This game was pretty much in hand for the Phillies from the jump, starting off with a 450-foot bomb by leadoff hitter Kyle Schwarber. I know I was one of those people who didn't want to see him in a leadoff spot, but guess what? I was wrong. And I'm okay being wrong when the Phillies are winning. I like being wrong when the teams win. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being wrong. He's just more comfortable there. They're one game out of 500, sitting at 33 and 34. It would be really nice to see them win a series, especially out there in Arizona, especially in Chase Field. The numbers in Chase Field are just god awful, I think I told you guys last night. The last 10 games are 2-8 at Chase Field. Since 2017, they have a terrible record, and it even goes further back. Just historically, they don't play well there. Even when the Diamondbacks were a terrible team, they're a good team right now. They are tops in the West and tops in the National League right now. I think between them and the Braves, it's pretty close. I'll have to look if anything's changed, but this was just an offensive onslaught to the point where the starting pitcher didn't go very long into the game, and to the point where they had to put in Rojas, a position player, to pitch the ninth inning and still gave up 4 runs, giving you that 15-3 victory. But let's go through the scoring, shall we? Let's start with it. Like I said, 454 Schwarber to start the game off. First at bat, and pretty much set the tone for it. Yeah, Joe. The Phillies are back, and that was the question coming into, after winning the Nationals series, losing that first game, and then winning the next 2, and then sweeping the Tigers. People were like, "Oh, they weren't good teams." Beating the Dodgers, and now just offense after offense. I mean, last night, between the last 2 nights, they've scored over 20 points in 2 nights at Chase Field, so that is good to see. If it wasn't for a bullpen game and some bad pitching, they would probably be 2-0 out in Chase Field and have already split the series. But should have been, could have been, would have been. It's not there, but they did win tonight, and that is the key fact, Joe. I am so hyped. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. Live on EOP Sports Live at 8:30. We will be getting into this and many other Phillies topics and Philadelphia sports topics. But tonight's game is just amazing. Just be happy, guys. I don't want to see. There should be no negativity. No negativity in this chat tonight. There should be no negativity in your head tonight, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram or TikTok, whatever social media your platform you're on. There really should not be any negativity, because like I said, it was just an offensive onslaught and a beautiful pitching performance by Zach Wheeler, and we'll get into the moment after I talk about this. The first just kept going. Nicky Bats doubles and scores Trey Turner, giving a 2-0 lead to the Phillies. JT continues where he left off last night, and with a 3-0 making it 3-0 Arizona. And Alec Boehm also continuing where he left off from. He had one bad game when he came back, and since then has been hitting. and Remutu scores and Bryson Stott to make it 4-0. And then that is the first. To the third, Phillies pick up where they left off from. J.T. Remuto moves to third. Alec Boehm singles, and Bryce Harper scores, and it's 5-0. Let's see what some of the, Wayne, excellent win. Wayne, exactly. Just excellent win. What you want to see. Thanks, Joe. I wasn't gonna sleep watching this game anyway. This is not one I want to fall asleep during. Just I don't. You wouldn't want to. I mean, that's when you know this team's good. When you want to stay up for these West Coast games, when you want to keep your eyes peeled back, maybe put a little tape on your eyelids to keep your eyes open, even though you worked a long day or whatever have you. When you're staying up late and you're happy and you're excited to do a late night post game at 12:30 at night or 12:30 in the morning, you know your team's doing well, and it's fun to watch. And sky's the limit right now. Just keep going. Let's get above that 500 marker. Let's keep going. Looking at this, still in the third. Cody Clemens, they give him a sac fly for this, but this was just a stupid move by Corbin Carroll, the Diamondbacks, out in left field. It was 2 outs. He gets the out, but when he was going to make the out, his hat flew off. So the out, he records the out. It's two outs, might I have. He doesn't throw the ball back in and then go get his hat. He just turns around like, I don't know if he thought there was already 3 outs or he just kind of forgot what he was doing for the moment, just had a complete brain fart and didn't throw the ball in and turned around, got the bat. As soon as he turned around, heads up play. JT just continues to play well. Best catcher in baseball. I know he has his ups and downs, but tell me a baseball player who doesn't. If you don't love him, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. You need to wake up. Heads up play, and he just scores. He just heads right to home plate and scores easily standing up, making it 6-0 Arizona. And just another, just not well thought out play by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Top of the fifth, Bryson Stott has a homer of his own, just bashes the ball to deep right center field, right towards the pool area, makes it 7-0. Arizona finally gets on the board when Christian Walker doubles and Corbin Carroll scores. Top of the seventh, Bryson Stott singles on a ground ball, and Remuto scores again, making it 8-1 Arizona, or 8-1 Philadelphia. Arizona records another run, making it 8-2 at the bottom of the seventh with Jake McCarthy scoring. Top of the eighth, they weren't going to let him keep those 2 runs. Six runs even with his Arizona team in Chase Field doesn't always sit well. So Nicky Batts took it upon himself to hit a double and scores Trey Turner and Schwarber, making it 10-2. JT Remuto continues to join the party, scores Nicky Batts, making it 11-2. We move to the bottom of the eighth where Corbin Carroll homers, I guess trying to make up for the stupidity, but makes it 11-3 still. Phillies lead. And as you can tell from this, that would never change. We bring it to the top of the ninth. They put in Rojas, a position player, and he pitches and lets up 4 earned runs in this with a single from Marsh, scoring Alec Boehm, making it 12-3. A double from Edmundo Sosa, scoring Dalton Guthrie, making it 13-3 Philly. Arizona or Bryce Harper singles, and Edmundo Sosa scores, making it 15-3. And that will be all the scoring for the night, which is more than enough. And hopefully they can continue this. You always worry about like, do they blow the proverbial load? But so far that hasn't been seen. I mean, even though the struggles that are well documented, historically documented in Arizona, the Phillies are scoring still. So, like I said last night, could have been a lot different game with a little bit of a better pitching. If it wasn't a bullpen game and there was some pitching behind the bats, that game should have been won. But shoulda, coulda, woulda. It wasn't. But they won tonight in very convincing fashion. And might I add, talk about an amazing time to go see this team. You can go to phillysportstrips.com and their next upcoming is only 2 weeks away from now, so you can still sign up. You got a little time. Head out to Chicago, Wrigley Field. If you have not been there, or you've been there, you need to go back. And if you've not been there, get there. It is one of those historical landmarks. If you're a baseball fan, if you just like to travel and have a good time, Chicago's a cool time to go out to, especially this time of the year. Watch baseball at Wrigley Field. Like I always tell you guys, it's the trip, it's the tickets, it's the flight, it's the food, it's the fun, it's the people. It's amazing. PhillySportsTrips.com. That's one of the many. They have all the trips ready. One coming up in July for Pittsburgh, one coming up September for San Diego. But I have all the fall trips, all the football trips for the away games this year as well. So check out PhillySportsTrips.com. Start doing some Christmas shopping now. Birthday shopping. Father's Day is right around the corner this Sunday. What a great time to go to PhillySportsTrips.com and start shopping. Just pointing that out. Wife, I know you're not listening because you're probably dead asleep, but just some food for thought. But guys, that brings me to the other, my players of the game. If I have to pick one or two, it'll be a toss up between Wheeler and Realmuto. Realmuto continues. I mean, he's just seeing this ball like it's like a beach ball out there for him, just floating through the air, and he just wallops it. He was 2 for 4 tonight with a triple, a double. He was walked. He scored an RBI. He scored 3 runs of his own, and he stole a base. There was a lot of stolen bases at one point. It was good to see them more aggressive on the base path, especially against a team that keeps people from stealing, like the Diamondbacks. So it was good to see. But let's talk about the pitching for a moment, and let's talk about Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler coming off another really good outing. And he had one tonight, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, did an amazing job. And then the bullpen came in, and it was, well, I should say bullpen came in, but Ortiz came in back up from the minors, went 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, and let up the 1 home run from Corbin, as I mentioned earlier when going through the scoring. But did his job. 3 innings. I mean, 3 innings and only 2 earned runs when you have that kind of buffer. I mean, who could ask for more? You didn't, the bullpen was probably taxed from the night before having a bullpen game. And this was a gift from Wheeler and Ortiz, allowing all the other guys to get some rest. So be ready for tomorrow. It'd be interesting to see how these things roll out. They were due for a game like tonight. Dave, what do you mean by that? Like due for just an offensive walloping behind good pitching, or like they've been playing very well. So I don't know if due is the word for it, but it was just nice to see with, like I said, between the historical background of them just playing not well at Chase Field over the last forever, as far back as I can remember, and just 2 nights in a row scoring the amount of runs that they're scoring. Got to jump in on All-Star standings for JT. Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing. All-Star voting's out there, guys. My boy Joey here is posting this. He's been posting all last few days, just talking about All-Star voting, where guys are at. Nikki Batts, I think last time Joe you posted, he was like in the 9th spot, which a little disheartening, but it's a popularity contest. But for catchers, JT better be number 1 or damn close to it, and for many reasons. And after hitting the cycle, it should be all but a done deal. Like we said, the last time was David Bell, back in 2004 was the last Philly to do it. So, for a catcher to do it's a big thing. I mean, and let's be honest, JT is that kind of weird unicorn catcher. I mean, he can run fast. He's very athletic. So him, being rocking out a triple is not as unheard of as some of the other catchers, hitting one you would see on that list. He's up to 6 today. It's Nicky Batts. Nicky Batts is up to 6. Good to see. Like, let it stop being a popularity contest and let it be based on the merit of the player. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He has earned it. He has been, I always been using the theme of consistency in this team. And if you want to look at one solid piece of consistency, a guy who's been readily available, who hasn't really, knock on wood, and hasn't worried about injury or anything along those lines, who has really not had any true slump, maybe a couple down games in a row. But other than that, he has been a very solid power hitting, very relaxed at the plate, making contact with the ball, putting it in play since the beginning of the season. I mean, people really down on Nicky Bats coming into this season, and he struggled. We was like tops. Joe, we talked about this. He was tops in swinging at first pitches in the major leagues last year by like a huge margin. You see more plate discipline. He's up there like I said, he's seeing it like JT was I was saying about JT earlier. It's like there's a beach ball. It's not a baseball, and it's coming just floating by, and he just makes contact with him. There's nowhere you can throw it where he can't hit it that's within a reasonable amount of the space of the strike zone. He's got long arms, a big bat that can reach even outside in the lower half corners away from him. So he can make contact anywhere, and he puts it in play. I mean, he scorches some right down the line. I mean, he's putting him in just the right amount of play, making it hard to hit. So, yeah, it deserves every last bit of it. I mean, getting a win in Arizona, which they haven't done in a while. Yeah. Okay, sure. Absolutely. They were due last night for that. That should have happened last night. I keep harping on that a little bit, that should have happened last night, but unfortunately, because of a bullpen game and being not having a fifth starter, which is burning us a little bit, there's we're not having a fifth starter burned us. Burned it right now. We'd be sitting at 500 and looking for a series win, possibly series sweep. But it is what it is. So that's it. We'll look at the pitching real quick of Arizona. But before we do that, like I said, Father's Day is Sunday for all you mothers out there, guys looking for something for your dad, something to do with your dad. Last minute gift ideas are hard to come by. So if your dad's a sports fan, or a concert fan or a theater fan, go to sherrystickets.com. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to wait for a package to be delivered. All you have to do is go to sherrystickets.com, pick the thing you want to do, sports, concerts, theaters, you name it. Great prices, no hidden fees. You will not find better prices anywhere else, and you get an additional 10% off by using that great promo code EOP10. So go to sherrystickets.com and start shopping for dad, shop for anybody, shop for yourself. Just go get those tickets. If you're a ticket snob like me and you want to go to a Phillies game and you don't want to be up in the 400 level, go to sherrystickets.com. That's what I do. Like I said, the pitching was interesting, to say the least. Starting pitcher Davies, not a guy that's going to overpower you. His fastball is only around 90 to 92 range at most. He has good movement on the ball, and he can put the ball right where he wants it. It makes it hard for a player to hit, but did not have a good game tonight. He went 3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and let up a home run. All that in 3 innings pitched. Ruiz comes in, pitches 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 1 strike, and 1 home run. Mantiply came in with 3 innings as well. Kind of a lot of the same numbers, close to what Davies had. 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, and a strikeout. And Rojas, the position player, with a 36 ERA. If you really care to know, he's a 36 ERA after tonight. But he 1 inning, 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, and that is how the Phillies tallied up 20 hits, 15 runs, 13 earned runs, a walk, walked 5 times, and only struck out 6 times. And that is a key number, a very key number. Struck out 6 times with all the at bats that they had tonight. You really can't beat that, because that's been kind of a bugaboo for this team. Is even when they're doing well, they're still striking out a lot. But 44 at bats and 6 strikeouts, I'll take that ratio any day of the week. Freddie Burns, what if you want to be in the 400 level, 425 behind home plate and Skyline View in the NFL? You can still go to sherrystickets.com and get great tickets. You can still do that. There's nothing wrong with it. Torrey is a D-bag. Sure. I'll go with that. But it was just good to see all around everybody. Everybody was involved tonight. Like, let's look at everybody who took the field tonight. Schwarber, Guthrie, Turner, Sosa, Castellanos, Harper, Realmuto, Stubbs, Stott, Bohm, Clemens, and Marsh. So everybody had like a little bit of a chance tonight. It was just a good night all around for this team to really gel and have a good time, and beat a really good team. Like so, like if you're having any doubts, if you're one of those people who are sitting out there, you should have really zero doubts right now. I mean, it's true facts. Like you should really have no doubts until now they give you a reason to have doubts. I know everybody can say, "Oh, let's see if they go out there tomorrow," and they didn't blow their load tonight. Like I said, they scored a lot of points last night, or a lot of runs last night, and you put up 15 runs. Now I know it's a little bloated. 4 of those runs came off of a position player pitching, but still, you have to be happy with what you've seen. Let's see, Dave saying, still not a fan of Stop being down in the lineup. You know what, Dave? You don't have to be a fan of it, but if it works, it's working. And it's working right now. It might change. It might get cold, but Stott, they're spreading it out. Stott being down the lineup. Now you have 2 good hitters down the lineup because I mean your starting lineup with Schwarber, Turner, Castellanos, Harper, Romuto, all who are doing pretty well right now. Maybe Harper struggles a little bit against the lefties right now, but that is, but you know, having Stott and Bohm and Marsh at the bottom of the lineup. I mean, how could you not ask for more? I mean that's power. That's hitting across the board. The worst hitter in this group at the bottom 4 is Clemens, and he's doing really well right now. So who cares? Who cares where Stott's hitting as long as he's hitting? Phillies are back. Say it 4 more times. Phillies are back. Phillies are back. Phillies are back, Joe. Absolutely. It's hitting season. Absolutely, Fred. And I think this will continue. It's in Arizona where it's warm, and the balls can easily fly out of the stadium. And it's June. Let's be honest. You got 2 guys who are well known for playing well in June. The biggest one, of course, Kyle Schwarber, and then Trey Turner. And it's just funny how they talked about this the other night. Like a couple guy over the last week or so, they really talked about it. Like they really kind of delved deep. Is like how with Trey, like he was just not sitting low enough when he was coming up there. He was too upright, too stiff at the plate, and it was being seen. So he was reaching for the ball, making contact, but getting zero power behind it, and continuing to play. And made what might not be seen by the naked eye, or by somebody like us, would notice. But between Long and I guess the analytics and the equipment that they use, they were able to see where he was making a mistake. They also really worked on a lot of changes with Taijuan Walker, which is a good change to see. And Rangers pitching well. It's Aaron Nola. Depends on what you're getting with him. He's a little bit of a question mark right now. And then of course that 5th starter. And there's a lot of baseball teams out there who are without a 5th starter. I mean, the Dodgers were one of them as well. So you might see trades happening sooner than later. It would be interesting to see if this happens. It's just going to be hard because if you start trading now, the price is going to be higher than closer to the actual trade deadline. Freddie's got a serious question. Phillies fans slacking on the MLB All-Star voting. Bring back the paper sheets with the holes you poke. Yeah, I do kind of miss that. I mean, let's be honest, most of them probably ended up on the ground. But I think you're going to see a pickup now. This team is playing well. Everybody's rallying around them, and give Philly fans a little credit because this team was struggling a lot during this year. But this Citizens Bank Park has been pretty packed for the most part. A lot of fans out there in Arizona. I mean, they're traveling well, as we talked about PhillySportsTrips.com. So there's people out there. So I'm going to give them credit there, but hopefully they will pick up the All-Star voting, Fred. I agree with you. I like the speed in the top of the lineup. That's just me. I agree with you, but you still got Turner and Harper and Romuto. I mean, Schwarber is no speedster in any which way. Castellanos is, middle of the road when it comes to speed. He's not going to blow you away. He's probably middle towards the end, but still not going to blow you away. But you having Turner, Harper, Realmuto, and then Stott, Bohm, and Marsh. Remember, after the first round of the lineup doesn't always start that way. So, it could be Clemens, Marsh, Schwarber. I mean, it's okay. That's how I look at it. It's okay. 50 days away from the trade deadline. Wow, that doesn't seem like a lot, but yeah, I guess so. 50 days away. But I would like them to see them do now or do something now. Is there nobody in the minors that they can bring up who could give them 5 solid innings. Keep it respectable. Doesn't have to be great, but respectable. Just because I don't want to blow or waste games like we saw yesterday. Yeah, Nick is fast enough for the doubles he's getting. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like the speed isn't there, per se, right up at the top of the lineup. But like I said, once that lineup turns over, you go 3 or 4 or 5 guys in the first inning. You got Stott, Bohm, Clemens, and Marsh. Speed, 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 and more speed. Nasty, greasy speed. I mean, it's there. It's like I said, after that first turnover of the lineup, the odds of it, it doesn't matter at that point. So as long as it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm cool with that. So if you're just joining me, it's 15-3. Phillies, superb offensive victory, a superb pitching performance between Ortiz and Wheeler, or Wheeler and Ortiz, I should say. And a lot of crooked numbers. 4 runs in the first, 2 runs in the third, 1 run in the fifth, 1 run in the seventh, 3 runs in the eighth, and 4 runs in the ninth. That's what you want to see. Guys, let's talk about who played tonight. Let's looking around the league, looking at the scoreboard real quick. And I don't like we don't look at the standings too much, but we'll jump into that in a moment just so you can see what we're looking at here. But Blue Jays lost to Baltimore 11-6. Colorado beat Boston in 10 innings 7-6. The Mets lost to the Yankees 7-6. Minnesota beat Milwaukee 7-5. Lucky number 7 so far. San Fran beat St. Louis 11-3. Chicago Cubs beat Pittsburgh Pirates 11-3. Texas Rangers lost to Angels 7-3. Cincinnati beat Kansas City 5-4. Washington lost to the Houston Astros 6-1. Cleveland lost to San Diego 6-3. And Tampa Bay lost to Oakland 2-1. And then Seattle beat Miami 9-3. And that's all helping us. We're getting a lot of help there, as well as the Dodgers beat Chicago White Sox 5-1. And apparently the Atlanta and Detroit game was postponed, and I don't know why. I'll find out for you if I can, but I really don't know why that was postponed. But it is what it is. And like I said, looking at the standings, we're 7.5 games out of first. We're sitting third in the NL East. 3.5 games behind the Marlins after their loss tonight. And the Mets are 2 games behind us, with the Nationals being 13.5 games out of first place. So it's good to see the Mets continuing to lose. Nothing warms my heart more. Now let's hopefully the Marlins can come back to earth as we continue to get better and just start inking our way up towards that top spot, and hopefully battling it out with the Atlanta Braves in that fashion. But other than that, guys, that is about it tonight. Looking at tomorrow's game, let me just give you that. Tomorrow's game is another 9:40 spot. So that means there'll be the lineup tomorrow for EOP, which we'll talk about real quick. Tomorrow is going to be at 6:00 or 6:15. Party on Broad. 7:00, the Philly Press Box Radio will be on. Then 8:30, Joe, Fred, and myself will go live. And then probably right after that, at some time after that, the Phightins final will be going down. Ranger Suarez will be on the hill, hopefully continuing the type of pitching that he's been doing over the last few games. He seems to be the Ranger of old, so that's good to see. So hopefully they can take another one tomorrow and have a chance at a series win in Arizona. That'll be the first one, might I add, since 2016. That's right, the first win against Arizona at Chase Field. Series win in Arizona in Chase Field since then, since 2016. Can't wait for us to talk tomorrow, 9:30, 8:30. Yeah, Joe, can't wait. Everything else, guys, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Another great Phightins final, another great win, 15-3 victory for your Phightins. And that's about it. So, go Phils. Let's see if they can keep going. Keep joining in. Check out eopsports.com. Follow us on YouTube. Almost up to that 10,000 subscriber button. So if you can hit that subscribe button, that'd be amazing. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, you name it. We got it. Yeah, that's right. 4-game series. So, hopefully if they win tomorrow, get us an inch closer to winning a series there. That's what we need. Keep going, Al. Seeing if you can outlast Barkan. Thanks, but no thanks. I am exhausted. So, because I got to do this with you guys tomorrow. So, other than that, guys, thank you for everything. We'll see you next time. I'm Big Al. This was the Phightins final. Phillies win 15-3.